Hello coders, good afternoon. I'm a little bit unorganized today. Went out for some dog training from Murphy just a minute ago. Well, I say about an hour ago. 46 minutes ago, in fact. So I'm a little bit all over the place. Bear with me a minute because I got in and turned the Mac Mini on to think that I was going to do some streaming, and then Mac Mini decided to refuse to find my keyboard and mouse, so I had to faff about with that for a bit. Oh god. I mean, when things work with Apple, it works really well, but when they don't, it's a pain in the bum. And then Murphy started barking downstairs to warn me that someone was outside, so I had to go and check on that. And now, 47 minutes later, we're back. So what I'm going to do today with the plan today is to do some code notes, course notes. I have the course notes working on locally. I haven't got it set up here though. Maybe that's what we should do first. Set it up. I did the Prism.js. Maybe we should get that working first. And then what I'm going to do is go through and add some course notes. These are open source notes that are applied to the actual course themselves. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to rig it up first. Right. So that's what I'll do. I will get into the actual website. So CD code. Actually, hang on a minute. Sorry. There we go. Now we can actually see what I'm doing. Bring that down here. Let me just take a look at the stream. Oh yeah, there's like half the screen missing. Typical me. There's that. And then I'll bring that up a wee bit. There we go. This is the course notes. Like I said, it's the it's open source notes for each of the courses that I've done. So I think what I'll do first of all is I'll get it working here first. So we'll do a quick git pull. So we got a lot of change. Okay, then so we need to do a composer. Well, first of all, we need to get the machine running. Docker machine start. Have a slurps of my cold tea now. God, I made this when I got in. It's on the cusp, so I'll probably have to go downstairs and get another one soon. Dog training was good. That was really good. We're teaching Murphy things like loose walking and coming to heel, and he's quite an anxious dog, so trying to get him more confident. So we usually do those sort of during the week, but today we just did it with a trainer on the Sunday. That's why the stream is a bit late. Okay, so that seems to be done. Let's go and get into, because what I want to do is show you what these course notes look like. Let's do a first up. Let's do a composer install. Let's also do bring that up. Let's actually get the website up and running. That would help. Come out of that. So it's how to code well, .local. Let's just wait for all this to run. Lots of change. I had an issue with Sentry and Doctrine migrations. And the reason why I updated I added some more fixtures, and I had a problem with the fixtures bundle and the migrations bundle, and it turns out that there was an issue with PHP 8 and Sentry, so I've had to pull that back, Sentry back, a couple of to a particular version, and whilst I was doing that, I updated the whole thing as well. So let's Now, at the moment, I have these course notes being applied via a Git submodule, and I'm not sure if that's the right way to go. But we'll take a look. Once this is all in, coming through, come on, 92%. Why is the last couple of percent slower than the first couple of percent? It's always the way, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Okay, come on. I had so many problems when I turned on this Mac Mini. I had to it was refusing to show on the screen. I've got this fancy 38-inch ultra-wide Dell monitor, and it was like, nope, can't see the Mac Mini. There's no signal. So I was trying different USB-C slots, and then I just thought, sod it, I'm gonna just plug it in through the HDMI port, and the HDMI port worked. But I've got no idea. This is the second time the Mac Mini refused to detect the keyboard, and I've got I forgot the name of this keyboard. An Anpro 2 keyboard and a MX Master 3 mouse. Both are connected. Well, the keyboard's connected by wire at the moment, and the mouse is obviously by Bluetooth. But it was just like, no, I can't see it. So I had to bring in my old Magic keyboard and Magic mouse, and then sort that out. So it's just painful stuff. Okay. Anyway, let's see. So I've just done the composer up. Let's do our node. So let's do make UI. I want to say is it install? I want to say install. Yeah. There we go. Make sure. Yeah, they're all done. Okay. Right. So now I need to do a make DB test rebuild, because we've adjusted the when I put it through, there was all of these migration changes, and that was because we've updated Doctrine Migrations bundle, and I needed to do that because there was a problem with one of the fixtures that I needed to adjust, and I couldn't adjust that because I had run it on PHP 8, or I upgraded recently to PHP 8. And what I obviously didn't do after I upgraded to PHP 8 is I obviously didn't need any other fixtures or migrations. So running those, I just got an issue. Now, the problem with this is that because I was screwing around with Xdebug, I'm getting all of this output coming out, which is not great, but it's good. It's just motoring on. It's fine. Let's just ignore these loads of messages. It's fine, honest. There's no problem. Actually, Xdebug works beautifully. It's just for some reason on the CLI, I need to turn it off when I don't need it. Anyway. Okay, so the migrations have done. We've loaded the fixtures in. Let's see if we can get into the actual website. That would help, right? Let's actually visually see something coming up. And then what I'm going to do is load the code notes, the course notes. I keep calling it code notes, the course notes. Show you how I've screwed around with Prism.js, because I had all sorts of problems with that last week. And then I'm going to actually write a course note. That would help. Hey, Data2, what's up? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Hopefully you've had a good week. Right, that cup of tea is officially done. So T- new cup of tea time. Right, so if I go to HTML for beginners, now, first up, oh my god, I haven't even got my IDE up running. That's embarrassing. Let's just click on PHP Storm, bring that in a wee bit. Right, the basics of Bash. Come on. And of course you're updating your indexes. You know, why wouldn't you? I get very impatient. Let's close all these down. Okay, yeah, so... right, so... Interesting. It looks like I haven't updated this stuff. That's strange. Or is it because I've... Yeah, alright, let's do a git revert on that. Sorry, that was something I was screwing around with last time. So let's do a quick roll back on let me think. Yes. Good. So why then is this... Hang on. Why does this not look like the same thing I was working on the laptop the other day? Oh, I know why. Just because I've done the install of the assets of the npm doesn't mean I actually need to compile them. Silly me. All right, let's just compile all the things. So front end and back and CMS. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether these course notes should be done through a Git submodule, or whether they need to be done through an npm package, or whether they need to be done even through a composer package. I'm not sure yet. I don't really know how best to include it in. I was having some problems the other evening trying to get Git submodules to work through a Docker image. And I'm thinking maybe if they're through like a composer package or an npm package, even though they're just markdown files, at least then there is a way I can actually pull them in and then have them as either node module or a vendor. It doesn't matter in terms of like the actual the website, because all I'm doing is pulling down the raw markdown files and then converting that into HTML. So, in that sense, man, this Mac Mini is running slow today. So yeah, I'm not sure how best to put a dependency in. Oh, good, you've had a good week. Sent out. Nice. That's always good. That's always good. Payday. Okay, so it's done the front end, so now it's going to do the CMS. I don't need to do the CMS, but I just thought, I haven't done it in a while. 2 times. Cha-ching! Okay. Right, so fingers crossed, if I was to do a shift refresh on this now. Yeah, look at that! Look at that! Boom! See? See? I got it to work. And also we got the transcript and the notes still working. So we are moving the anchor point, notes, and transcript. Now, there's something obviously wrong with the notes in the sense, of this needs to be removed. But that's fine. Let's just ignore that for now. But so, if I got the basics of Bash, hyperlinks, so let's click on hyperlinks. Now, these are all markdown files written in here. So if we go to HTML for beginners, and we go to notes, so we've got the basics of HTML, which is what we've got here. And you can see that is the what was shown on the top there. that I want to remove eventually. So here we've got links. So that's the stuff for the links here. So if I go over to hyperlinks, so that's that. And then you've got the copy here, which is the same copy as this. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And then we got your images, which should be images on here. Now all of this is open source, so anybody can jump on and adjust the notes. The idea of the notes is that it is kind of like a complementary thing to the actual video. So then you got that's that. I do need to remove that, and I do need to remove the that line here as well. So there are some visual changes. The most important thing is though, the notes are actually working, and they are syntax highlighted as well, which is so cool. So that was 3. Let's walk the chain. Let's go 4. So this is HTML text formatting. And there you go, that's text formatting there. And then 5 is table basics. We should have, if we follow this, so HTML text formatting is that. And then the next one should be table basics. So table basics should be down here. Now I could probably alter this to make it look better. I'm tempted to just make it look better rather than actually add more to it. I don't know. Maybe I should do it. And then here we got table nesting, because it would be nice to make it look like that. Table nesting is this one here. So you can see the nesting of the tables. Which you can see here. Yeah, let's make it look better because this looks rubbish. You know, the actual visuals of these examples look ridiculous, and it's because I'm using Tailwind, and I've stripped, and obviously it's stripped all the classes back, all the normal styles back. So we should probably adjust that. There was also table semantics, which I don't think I've got. Now, if I don't have it, it should revert to a single line saying notes coming soon, and then edit these notes. This is actually on the note, isn't it? That's why it's doubled up. So table semantics, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking that we should work on the styling first. Yeah, let's do that. There are other notes. So if I go up to courses, I did. I'm sure I've done the Docker, some of the Docker ones. So Docker for beginners. Let's do containers versus images. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of highlighting here because this is just literally bash, right? But it's yeah. So the idea with these notes, as I mentioned, is like anyone can like play the video and also see the notes, and the notes aren't a one-to-one to what the video is. Not always, but they sort of bridge the gap. So this is less of a, because I'm going to have a transcript eventually. I'll have transcripts of the video. The notes are kind of like the added extra, any kind of thing that I've missed out from the video that I should put in here. And yeah, I mean we've got loads of courses. So these are all the courses. Hardly any of them have notes, right? I've only shown you the ones that have notes. We've got some actually in, I think we have some, if I go to, PHP MySQL, Adding notes. Adding note. Here we go. So we've got some PHP and we've got some MySQL notes as well. So once I get that course in play, I will, it'll download these things. Okay, so I think what I'll do to kick this off is to work through the styling. And I think what I'll do in this run, I think I'm going to work specifically on the HTML thing. I think that's probably wise. We'll tidy up the styles of those tables, and then what we'll do is we'll focus on another one once that's done. I think that's good. It really depends on time, of course. So it was around the tables, wasn't it? It was around the tables. Yeah, it was these things. I want to make them better, look better. So let's start that up. This is on the website. Let's go back to here. And as I mentioned, this repository gets pulled in through Git submodules. So, and I'm not sure if that's the right way of doing it. Anyway, let's get on with some CSS, shall we? So that's in assets, it's in less, it's in apps less, and then down here we have code notes. These are the styles for the code notes. We're still in the code notes branch, so I really should call this course notes rather than code notes, because that's what they are. And you can see I've already added some styling for like the H2s and the ULs and the LIs and whatnot. So they all have to be within the container of notes. Whoops. And let's play with the table, because what we want to focus on is something like this. So let's first up, let's just see see what the current styles are. HTML table styles, styling tables, HTML tables, table style. Let's just do. Can we do default style? Display table. Where's this from? W3C schools, is it? Default CSS values for HTML elements. Yeah. Now it feels a bit dirty that I'm having to put these back for this specific thing. In the back of my mind, I'm already thinking that maybe I shouldn't be using Tailwind going forward, but I mean, there's other reasons why I'm thinking that anyway. But for now, let's just add these in. So let's do table. Table, here we go. So I'm going to just add these in. And then... Whoops. Unless there's a way, the thing is, it's conflicting because unless there's a way I can only if I reset a style for, I can't do that, can I? I can't say reset all the styles except for this container, for the styles within this container. I can't do that, I don't think. Anyway, yeah. So let's do take T-body. T-body and these styles here, and then let's grab, what's the next one? TD. Is this jazz? It does feel very not right doing this. Let's reset. Let's do the TH, no, the T-foot. I mean, it might be that we want to actually change the styles ourselves, potentially. I'm actually thinking maybe I should put this as an include, you know, specifically for the notes. What's that, T-head? What have I done? Have I screwed up already? Probably. So TD was up here. Display table cell. And then tfoot was display table footer group. And then thead. Okay, that's cool. That looks good. And then a tr. This is a handy list. Is that it? I think so. Alright. So let's run the build again. I'm going to just run the front end this time. There's no point in running the CMS. And then what I'll do is I'll review it and I'll go down and get a cup of tea, I think. Why don't I like Tailwind? It's not that I don't like Tailwind. I like Tailwind. I don't know, I just feel like for this project, Tailwind I think is great for the CMS because that's something I can just throw at and run with. The CMS is only me, right? So I'm only looking at the CMS. You know, it doesn't have to be like, it's not public facing, so I could just throw styles at it to get it to work, functionally work. But what I'm thinking going forward, there's like I've got a wider thought that Tailwind fits in a little bit, or doesn't fit in, and that is to create a design system for how to code well, where I'm actually coming up with some like a style guide and you know, documentation around UX and UI and I don't know, and I think maybe I should come up with my own conventions of things rather than use utility classes, just to have a little bit more control around the design system, you know. And I'm not sure how Tailwind fits in that world. I don't know. I need to think about it. So it's not that I don't like Tailwind. I do. I really like Tailwind, but I think there's a wider issue, that is that there's lots of little niggly inconsistencies on the front end that I've noticed through doing regression testing, and the way a proposal that I've put to myself is to come up with a design system, maybe use some sort of Node.js or something like that. I'll give you I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean quickly. So if we do, I think it's KSS style guides. So I've used some of these in the past, and they're really good. I think I can find an example. I'll do a demo here. So, like, here is a guide for a particular set of buttons, or here is a guide for certain components. I think there was some. I might be able to find a better demo. Bear with me a second. I was looking at one the other day. I might be able to just... Yeah. Here we go. So you've got like your colors. You've got your mix-ins and your text elements, you know, and you're defining your styles and the UI and the UX, and also you're defining the markup. You're defining what the markup is, and how it should be formatted. So you're thinking beyond the actual framework, if you will, of what you're using. You know, this is a style guide, and a system that you're going to be put in place. And my wider question to myself is, can Tailwind fit in this? It's kind of a bit of self-discipline, I think, because once you've come up with guides like this, you have to like really enforce that you're going to be using these kind of things, and you can see that you've got specific classes that you're setting. Yeah, I don't know, and it's just thrown an opportunity for me to maybe use something else, because I do feel like I was looking at the source code the other day, just the raw source on the front end, sorry, and it does feel very it feels very heavy in divs and just not very semantically set up very well. I mean, that's not a great example, but and it just, I don't know. Anyway, and I'm not sure, and I'm not sure utility classes are. Aha. So that's changed a wee bit, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure the utility classes are what I need. They were great for actually getting the fixes in. Has that actually done anything? Let me see. Yeah, it has. Okay. Let me just see what it's like on HTML, on what styles they use. Which one was that? That was table nesting. Yeah, I kind of want it to look a little bit more like this. I think. Is it? I'm assuming this is custom styling. Markdown body table, yeah, it's custom styling. Border collapse, border spacing, markdown body, style attribute. What's in the computed? Ah, they've got a border equals 1 on this. Okay. They don't have border on that though. Do they have? Maybe that's what I need. Line set. So they've put in things themselves. Let's see. Cunning. And they've got margins, and they've got overflows, and they've got widths, and all sorts of magical stuff. Different overrides. And that's interesting, they've got border grey. Got it. Alright. Maybe we should come up with our own set of styles then for tables. Can we get back to that grey thing, please? Wherever that's gone. Here we go. No, that's the background. It's the root. Here we go. Border, markdown, table, solid, bar. Gotcha. Aha. Yeah. Alright. Let's do it. Border is equal to 1 pixel solid. Oh, hang on a minute. You've got border grey there. Wait a second. Hang on, wait a second. Why is this then not showing? Border width 1 pixel. Aha. Okay. Can we do? Do they have borders within the border? Yeah, they do. Fine. And are these borders set? How are these borders set? Are they set? Vertical aligners. Okay, box sizing is border. Right. Oh, right. Yeah, I see. It's on the TD and it's on the TH. Okay, gotcha. All right. Fine. Okay, so let's do border width of 1 pixel. And with a border spacing there of 2 pixels. Okay, that's fine. And we'll also put this on the TD. And what else did they have it on? The TH. What have I got on TH? Table head. Have I not put in TH yet? No, I haven't. Okay, let's go back to here. And search for TH. Wonderful. Aha, there we go. So, table head. Oh, wait, hang on. Table head is header group. So this needs to be TH. And what we're going to do, that's better, is grab these two, put them in here. Not in there, sorry. There. And there. Are these the same? TH and TD, are they the same? Table cell, inherent gray. Table cell. Font weight is bold. Text align center. Let's just bring that up. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping. So they're the same. Vertical alignment is the same. The only difference here is that we are using font weight and text align. So let's grab both of these and remove that and that. There it is. Now I'm probably going to need a padding. So they've got padding 6 pixels and 13 pixels. Does it change? Have they got like you know, media queries running on this stuff? No. Fair enough. So what was it? Padding 6 and 13. I'm gonna just do padding. Let's just do padding 5 pixels. All right, five all the way around. Right, let's just build that again, and we'll see. I also think I can probably make the CSS smaller. I think. Like for instance, what I'm doing now is I'm having to put back CSS that Tailwind has reset. So, and I wouldn't need to do that if I wasn't using Tailwind. So what I'm thinking is, like, obviously not now and not for a long time, but what I'm thinking is eventually what I would like to do, it's this, isn't it, is go through all the CSS that I've got and create components in a design system that says, you know, this is how you do an error message, this is how you do a form, this is how you do, you know, even the text input of that particular form. That's better. That's better. Only thing I don't like about that though, why is it border spacing? That needs to come out. There's something for, hang on. Border width and border spacing. Border spacing doesn't appear to do anything. Border width, I remove that. This is on the table. And on the TD in here. I see. And the padding is based, yeah, that's why I've got padding on the outside and the outside of that. Let's just have a look at this a second. Yeah, those table headers are better than mine. They're actually butted on it, whereas this one is, there's a disconnect there. Okay, so have they done that? Table. They put the border in as 1 here. Can I remove that for a second? Yeah, alright. Table. Border collapse. Border spacing is 0. Oh, and ours, I'm sure ours was 2 pixels, was it not? On the table. Yes, border spacing and border collapse is separate, and their border collapse is collapse. Got it. Let's put in collapse. We are overriding the styles now, but hey, border spacing. Put down that as 0. And, sorry, not 20, 0. And also in take off the border spacing off of that. Potentially remove the border width, but let's just play this and see what happens. They also seem to have a different cut. I mean, I don't want to copy it one to one. I just like the look of it. They also seem to have a different color on the background and a color on the. So you got the black and the black. I don't want to go too far OTT on this though. I just want to get it looking a little smarter. Maybe apply a little bit of padding, I think. That should be... That should be a TH, should it not? That doesn't read right. Anyway, come on. All right. Let's refresh. I also want to put a margin between this, so let's put that in as well. So we'll do margin 10 pixels. Okay, yeah, that's looking much better. Yeah, it's looking tighter. Yeah, that's looking cleaner. Okay, let's deal with the margins, because I wouldn't mind doing a margin at the top and the bottom. Or yes, yeah. So let's play with like margin. Let's do oops. Let's do 10 pixels, then 0. So we should have now a margin on the top and the bottom. Let's change that to be 10. Let's do 20. That's a bit better. Although you've got you've got margins in them now, which is a pain. Unless I do the margins on here. On the P tag. This is all reset again. I don't have any. Yeah, let's just see what the styles are for a default P tag. P tag. Here we go. Display block. Margin top is 1 EM. Margin bottom is 1 EM. Okay, that I prefer that. So let's do that. I prefer that than actually putting on a margin. Let's get rid of that margin here. So we'll do it underneath the H2. So notes P and yeah, let's just tidy that up. So it's margin, whoops, 1 EM, 0. And let's just see what that actually looks like before we apply it. So margin, oop, can't spell it, and it's 1 EM, 0. Oh, I'm doing it on GitHub. Whoops. Come on. Oh, okay. Can I change this? Are you allowing me to... I can't seem to click into these. Oh, user agent style sheet. Fair enough. Okay, whatever. We'll just put it in. Cool, I'm going to grab a cup of tea whilst that goes through. I will be back very shortly. I'm just going to grab a cup of tea. Find the BRB button. Yeah, see you shortly. Okie smoky. Right, so that's done. Let's go over to here. I have an Earl Grey. Just found Murphy downstairs snoozing. He's had a busy day. We went out to the forest this morning for a run with his ball, and then the dog trainer came. We had an hour with her, and then he's watching nature shows downstairs. Lots of cuddles. Okay, so I've totally forgotten what we did before I left. I think it was something to do with the padding. Yes. That's looking a bit better. That's looking a bit better, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is looking a bit better. I think then what I'm going to do is play around with this line here. Which is it the line of the code notes? I don't know. Was it the H2 here? There seems to be something that is... Oh, it's the HR. Why is there a HR? Ooh. Oh wait, that's coming from the code notes, isn't it, the HR? That would be... Or is it? Strange, where's that coming from then? The HR. Go straight into the H2, which is this core slug. This will be removed. That's annoying. Is there let's just see the syntax a minute. I didn't think that was going to be a problem. Let's go to front end. Let's go to lesson. Let's go to index. This is how it gets pulled out. So code notes, and then you pipe it to the default, and then you pipe that to markdown to HTML. So there's no HR here, so it must be coming from the code notes themselves. So if we have a look at the code notes, if we go into where are we? External somewhere. External here. Code notes, and we go into Docker for beginners notes, basics of Bash or HTML. Actually, the one we were playing with is table nesting. So we're saying that there is a horizontal rule that gets added sort of here. My guess is that it's got something to do with this stuff. Now, I don't think we need this, so we're going to get rid of it. I'm doing it locally, so, and I just want to see if that gets rid of this. Have I put it in the wrong file? No, I haven't. I just want to see if that gets rid of that line here by getting rid of this. I don't know if it will or not. That HR is weird because it's not in here. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's been removed now. That looks better. That looks better. So I think what we're going to do... That looks much better. That looks much cleaner. Yeah, so I think, and let's just make sure that still works. Yeah, transcript. Notes. Okay, so I think what we'll do we obviously have to put it back, unfortunately, is I'm going to create a task in here. I'm going to do issues, new issue, and we're going to do remove all the front matter. Unless there was a way I can control it via CSS, and I don't think there is, because that gets converted. Alright, what was the reason why I had the front matter? The front matter was because I could define the tutorial number, the type, whether it was a note or not. This is based on the legacy stuff that we were dealing with React. We had this running in Gatsby, and I was putting it into GraphQL. That's right. And GraphQL was picking up on the different types, but we don't need to do that anymore. Whether it was, so I bet the transcripts have front matter that say that they are transcripts. Yeah. Whoops. Okay, so we don't need front matter anymore because we're not parsing it through GraphQL. No. So remove all front matter from all the notes. I will assign that to myself. It's a good first issue, I suppose, if anyone wants to jump on it. It's also something to do with notes. Missing course notes. Okay, no, that's fine. It's a bug. And I will say the front matter is no longer needed as the website is no longer using GraphQL. The front matter is also adding a HR which is which needs to be removed. All right. Projects. That'll do. I just want to grab that as well, because there's going to be the same for the transcripts. So, what was the issue that I just had? Remove the front matter. Remove all the front matter from all the notes. Let's just change that a minute to be remove. Okay, cool. And good stuff. Okay, so I think what we'll do to start with is we'll do that for the notes. That's the first thing we'll do. So let's just make sure I've got this. I probably don't. Let's just create a git status on here. There was those two. Okay, git commit. let's just do this first. Minus M. Doing table styles. Hey, updating code course note styles. And this is in assets less app. And there was also one more, wasn't there? There was the yeah. Excuse me, updating test data. Do a git push. Good stuff. Let's do a git checkout staging. Let's do a git pull. Okay, let's do a git merge of feature code notes. Is it features or I forget? Let's go up. Features code notes. Okay. Let's get back onto that branch. Git checkout. Okay. Let's also come out of this thing. Have a look. Yes, I don't have that, do I? So we're gonna have to pull that down. So let's pull down the whole thing. So let's go to, because what I want to do now is actually create some notes. In fact, what I want to do is remove that front matter. That's what I want to do. So let's go to, here we go. I need to grab it, don't I? Git clone of the course notes, cd into course notes, ls. Let's do a git checkout -b of fixes notes. Now I'm gonna need to grab, whoops, sorry, PHP storm, and we're going to need to grab that, aren't we? So file, open, it's course notes. Let's load that up, new window. Whoa, tighten that up a bit. And we're on that branch. So what I would like to do is just go through all of these things and see if there's any front matter. If there is, remove the front matter. Yeah, there's front matter there. No, I don't want to delete it. I want to, oh. Yeah, I want to delete that. Thank you. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's close all those down. Let's go to Docker machine. Okay, that's good. How HTML for beginners? Yeah. HTML forms. So these are all the things that I'm yet to Yet to write. Notes. Jekyll. They're looking good. Let's close all this down. Wow, so many. Linux Bash for beginners. That can go. It's looking okay. Yep, that's looking good. MySQL console. My tea is going to get cold. I need to take a drink. Oh no, that's very much hot. Woo! It's because there's no milk in that Earl Grey. So let's just see if there's anything. Aha, gotcha. Well, this is looking good. I think it's only the ones that I've actually done the work on that need to be adjusted. And this is because when we were using it, when we were doing it in Gatsby, we had GraphQL. And we were using GraphQL to determine what was a transcript and what was a note when we were pulling them down. We don't need to do that anymore. We're not using GraphQL. We're not using Gatsby. It's being pulled down by the file system. So there is no need to do any of that. Now, what I will do is obviously cache this somehow when we convert it from Markdown into HTML. Let's just close all those tabs. What's this? PHP array. I've got many more tutorials than this for this particular one. Yeah, that's all done. PHP command line. There should only be a few for this one. Nothing in here. Control structures. It's looking good. OOP. Nothing in OOP yet. Strings. Yeah, it's definitely just the ones that have the things. Okay, Python control structures. And I guess what I want to do eventually is when we actually get to this being sort of quote-unquote stable, is just spend like a couple of streams just filling out, well, it'll be more than a couple of streams because there's so many of them, but just going through and writing these things down, doing it chunk by chunk, you know, course by course. Symfony 2.8. Oh god, that's old, isn't it? Gonna have to, when I get back to doing courses, I'm gonna have to update these. All right. Okay, so that looks all good to me. I'm gonna do the git status. What have we changed? Wow, look at all that stuff. Let's do a git commit -am. So this is removing front matter from notes. Let's do a git pull, or git push, sorry. And from GitHub, I'm gonna do the diff. This is in a pull request, so I can do that. If we go over to here now, and there we go, you got the notes front matter. Let's do a compare and poll. And from here, let's change. yeah, so here I can actually see what's changed. So that's been removed, that's been removed, that's been removed. Oops. That's been removed, that's been removed. I want to make sure that I haven't screwed up any of the start of the sentences, so that's done. Yep. 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 Yeah. Yep. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yep. All looking good. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, they're all looking good. Now, also what I want to do is just see if there's anything in the README I need to change. Haha, here we go. Yes, there is. So, where it says, down in here, front matter. Front matter is used to help identify which note or transcript relates to which tutorial. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Doesn't matter. So, let's remove. Now, we're going to have to remove... we're going to have to remove the notes and identify which transcript relates to a tutorial. Add the following front matter to the transcript. Should be at the top of the font. Okay. And I'm doing this just because I might not get to it today. So, yeah, that looks good. Okay. Updating README. Do another git push, and we'll review that live on GitHub. So if I do another refresh on this, we should see somewhere the README. Here we go. So we've changed that sentence. Front matter is used to help identify which transcript relates to a tutorial. Add the following front matter to the transcript. I don't know whether it's front matter one word or front matter two words, but as we're removing the front matter, it doesn't really matter. This should be at the top of every file. So yeah, we've removed that, and then on the transcripts, it's changed the type. Change the type. That doesn't matter. Makes sense. Change the type. Should be that should be 2. Let's do that. Okay, let's go and have a little look at this again. 2, yeah, that's better. All right, let's create a pull and let's merge it in. I'm the admin, so I can do that, and delete the branch. Boom. Git checkout. Now, have I changed this to be main, or is it still master? No, it is main. Git pull. Good stuff. Let's do a git checkout. Let's do the same thing, but for transcripts. Git checkout -b fixes. So this is transcript front matter. Okay. So now we're working on the transcripts rather than the notes. So let's go into here. Right, we don't have any. Let's go into there. We don't have any. Let's go into there. We don't. We've got some. So that can get removed. Careful now. That can be removed. That can be removed. Hey, it's literary afternoon. Hope all is well. That can be removed. That can be removed. And that. And you. Right. We've already done the notes, transcripts, nothing in there. Already done the notes, transcripts, nothing in there. Notes, transcripts, nothing in there. Transcripts, nope. Nope. There's less transcripts than there are notes. Something I need to sort out. All the no's. No, no, no. Nope. Nope. I think that's it, but let's just double check, go through them all. Nope. And I bet there isn't anything. Nope. Okay, so that's it. We've done them all. Oh, what I do need to do is change the README to remove that. We are looking for notes that cover more detail about the course and fill in knowledge gaps that a course didn't cover. Yep, that's fine. Alright. Git git status git commit -am removing front matter from transcripts. Woohoo! Do a git push. Yes, alright. Right, then let's get into here again. We should have another PR already and waiting. Okay, so we've removed that from the README. That looks fine. And then let's just make sure that we haven't screwed up the first part. I just noticed, why is that in double quote, in double brackets there? That doesn't look good. Anyway, come on. Yeah, they're looking good. Great pull request. As I'm master, I can do it. I have the power. Confirm. Delete the branch. And we'll go back over to the issues and we'll mark these two as done. I wish there was a way I could do this from here, you know, like some sort of like mass edit button thing going on. I don't think there is a way you can do that. I don't even know why they're selected. What does select? Anyway. So close the issue. And close the issue. Good. Good. So now, in theory, they've all been. If I did git checkout of main, good stuff. If we went over now to the website and now, forgive me, I've forgotten how to do this. Is it git? Let's have a look at the history of pipe to grep. I'm sure it's that. No, it's not. Update init. I thought it was. Right, let's see if we can give that a go. Let's just do... which one is it? 3,000? 700? 190. No, it's 84. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's... I don't know if that's done it. We can go over to the website, which I can't, which is here. And if that's done, then we would have removed that line. Let's go and see. Come on. I don't think it's done it. Either if it had done the update, then it would have given me some output. At the moment, it hasn't given me any output, so I don't think it's done it. No, that would have been removed. You see. How does one... See, this is where I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't be using Git submodules for this. How does one update? Do I need to give the path of the submodule in which I want to update? So if we were to do update, if we were to do help, so it's Git submodule init and then the path. Yeah, okay, so the path, whoops. Come off. Would be external code notes. See, that hasn't done anything. Let's try it without. No, that hasn't done anything either. I was doing this last stream, trying to work out. Right, so that's the path. That's the URL. So technically, it should be that one. Let's just get rid of the recursive. Let's get rid of the init. I mean, I can visually see this, right? So if we go over to the website and looked into one of these things, say images for instance, yeah, you can see them all there. So it hasn't been updated, even though we've just done so yeah, removing front matter from notes. That's all in. It's in the main branch. So why is this not updating? See, I wouldn't have this issue if I was using Composer or NPM, because I would just run the NPM update or the Composer update. So update to latest. Update a submodule to the latest commit. I have a project A, which is a library, and it's used in project B. Both project A and B have separate repositories on GitHub, but inside project B we have a submodule of A. Okay. CD into here and then do it. Is that it? So if I did a CD of external code notes, is it just a case of doing... Yeah, it is. The thing is, I don't know if I want to do that. I think it would be better if this was a package that I could download. Maybe it needs to be a Composer package. Or even an NPM package. I don't want to do that. I've also got to think about how does this work in terms of the build, because this is obviously going to have to be embedded somehow in the Docker image. Now, in the Docker image, so you can see all the front matter has changed now. I bet if I was to refresh the page, of the website, which is here, that will go, and that HR would disappear. I bet that's what will happen, which is what we want. I might give some margin to this margin top, maybe, because it's quite tight. Yeah, that's removed now. It looks a lot cleaner. Too many things are going on in my brain. Let's just close that down. Where are we? Are we on code notes? No, because this is the problem. I'm going to get confused. It says main here, and on here, on the actual IDE, it says main as well. But technically, I'm in main within here. It's not where I want to be. So let's jump back. And now, hang on a minute. Why is there modified code notes? Oh, and I don't want that either. I think it has to be a package and not a Git submodule. I reckon it needs to be like a composer package, because if I was to take a look at the Docker file, we bring in the composer stuff in here. That's what I was trying to do. Or it could be an NPM package. It doesn't have to be a composer package. It could just be an NPM package. I mean, the code that pulls the markdown through, or the markdown through, is in controller front end lesson. So it's this jazz. Gets the file name based on the course slug, the display order, and the tutorial slug. Grabs the file. I mean, it's not the most efficient. Eventually what I want to do is save that in Redis, and then use that, pull it out of memory rather than pull it from an actual file, because that's slow. The I/O on that is not going to be particularly good. But that's another thing to worry about. I mean, if it was an NPM package, I'm just trying to think of what the benefits would be if I pulled it in as an NPM package. I just don't think a Git submodule is a good idea for this. Do I want to do this now, or do I want to wait and think about it? I don't know. I mean, it's open source, so I've got no concerns with it being on Packagist or whatever the NPM thing is. So I've got no concern with that. It's Markdown. It's not really a PHP thing. Markdown does seem more front-endy, so NPM does sound more logical. It'll have zero JavaScript in it, and it'll have zero PHP in it, because it's just all it is. It's just notes from Markdown. I mean, it could even be in both. I'm just thinking of it from a selfish reason right now, you know. But I could imagine maybe some people might want to be in their projects. Because at the moment, if I did the Docker build, this fails, so we can't do that. How does... Oh yeah. Because then it does Docker entry point here, and the entry point... Sorry, I'm trying to work this through in my head. Apache scripts. Does all of this jazz. Deals with the production jobby. That's fine. I'm just trying to work out how the npm gets built. How have I done that? Oh wait, no. It's in the workflow. It's in, sorry. It's in staging. It's in the build. So we do that. It's before this, I think. So that does the composer install. Then it runs the unit test. Then it does a build. Here we go. Does a yarn install, production assets, production CMS assets. That's right. So if it was and then after that it does a Docker push off. It builds the image and then it does a Docker push to the Docker Hub. So what I'm saying is it doesn't matter whether it's a composer package or an npm package. Because it's markdown though, it kind of leans a little bit towards the front end rather than the back end. I feel it makes sense. So if I was to create an npm package here, then all I would do is it would be a yarn update, wouldn't it? And in our package JSON, we would have a dependency that we would put in, like how to code well / course notes. And if it was composer, then it would just be a require thing in here as well. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is think about it a little bit longer. I don't think I've got enough time to actually set it up now, and I think it's probably worthy of a few minutes, of a couple of hours, sorry, after the stream, to think about it more. I'll put that back in even though that fails, but I think what I'll do, I don't want to lose my thoughts, so in the course notes I'm going to create an issue and we'll say package for deployment. Okay, so what is the issue? Currently, the course notes are pulled into the adacowell.net website via git sub modules. Okay, this is proving to be a challenge when deploying the Docker image. investigate if deployment alternatives such as npm or Composer. Investigate deployment and package alternatives such as npm. It may be best if the course notes were packaged and deployed packaged before. What is it? Before or after? After. Packaged or during. Sorry, during deployment. No. If it were packaged, it may be best if the course notes were packaged for deployment. Okay, investigate deployment and package alternatives such as npm or Composer. This is proving to be a challenge when deploying Docker image. Sorry. As the Git submodule needs to be committed. So basically, what I'm doing, I update the course notes on the course notes repository. Fine. I then have to go into the website and do a cd into the external course notes and then do a git pull. That changes the history or the whatever it is for that Git submodule, which means that I end up having to commit that change into the website, which isn't great. It's basically a very crude way of doing versioning. If I could... So what I'm saying is what I kind of need is a better way of versioning that, and it could be that is through packaging it up in either npm or Composer and actually having a proper versioned approach to this. Maybe. So this is proving to be a challenge when deploying the Docker image, as the Git submodule needs to be committed as to the website. This is not a proper way of doing of versioning the code notes. It may be best if the course notes were packaged for deployment. Investigate deployment and package alternatives such as npm or Composer. Yeah, I think I need to think about this a little bit more. It's not really a bug, is it? It's do we have anything about investigations or not? No, I don't think so. It's more of a question. Let's do further. Yeah, further information is required. Okay. Alright, what's the time? 17:33. We've got loads of time. I think what we should do now is actually write one of these things. I think that would be good. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So if we... Actually... I can do this through the issues, can't I? Because what I can do is say I want to search for a label which is a particular course. So let's say let's look for a course that is Linux Bash for beginners. Is there anything in here? Yeah, there's loads. Okay, so we've got missing notes. Here we go. How to display disk usage, how to sort file. It doesn't really matter which one I pick, to be fair. The basics of Bash, how to rename files. It's a good first issue. Working with directories, how to redirect standard input. Let's just do, I think I've already done some of these, because I can't see, have I already done some of these? Let's go into the website. Let's go back to course. What are we picking on? Linux Bash for beginners. So you'll probably notice that there's hardly any courses here, and I've got like 16. So I still need to add these in as fixtures. So that's why it's a bit slow, a bit low. I suppose it's probably a good idea to work on the ones we've got, and then once we've come up with some sort of standard convention. There is a bug here that needs to be the overflow on that needs to be better, so that's more of a scroll thing. And there's also another bug here, everything says 1530, so don't worry too much. Alright, so the first one still needs to be done. I probably need to actually remember what I was talking about in this video, but creating nested directories, number 2. Number 2, yes, I've already done that, that's good. Number 3, how to remove directories and files. Yeah, that's already done. Number 4, how to move and rename files. Number 4. Okay, so we can plug in number 4. How to move and rename files in Linux. Okay, that's good. That's a good one to play with. Let's go over to here a minute. So which one are we doing? Number 4. This one. Number 36. Okay. So let's go over to the code. Let's go over to course notes, and let's just close all these down. It's Linux Bash for beginners. It's number 4, isn't it? That one. I'm going to bring that up for reference. Let's just close everything bar these 2. Is that how to rename files? Is that the how to rename files? Yeah. So it's using the mv command, isn't it? I just want to see, have I already mentioned this in? No, I don't think I have. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So get rid of all this. To rename files and folders, directories. use the move command. So, how have I done that? Is it through bash? Yeah, it is. Let's just grab that a minute. And we're putting in the... Okay. So that would be like mv file 1 to file 2. Okay. To rename, here we go, to rename file 1 to file 2, use the mv command like so. Use the move command like so, And I'll do in brackets mv. And let's just do .txt. To show that you need the full file path. Directories can also be renamed using this method. So let's grab that again, paste that underneath. So this is dir1. So I just want to double check something. Okay. The first argument to the mv command is the source, and the second argument is the target destination. Directories can also be renamed using this method. The first argument is the source, and the second argument is the target. It is the destination. I don't want to just. I don't want to fall on lean on the other ones, because I could go into depth about, you know, the destination doesn't need to be in the same directory. But we're talking about renaming. We're not talking about moving them, right? that's good enough. Alright. So that's number 36. Sorry, I don't know why I moved that over there. Let's bring it back. Oh, hang on. Wait. I'm in the wrong directory. Yeah, should be course notes. And I should have created my branch. Well, we can just do, yeah, Linux. Sorry, just checking my messages. Linux best for beginners. No. Okay. Git diff. Well, that's a new file, isn't it? Alright. Oops. Lol. What would be the next one? It would be working with directories. See, this is the one I wanted to do. When you're working with directories, the mv command also does the moving and stuff. Basics of file, that'll be an interesting one to play with. Cool. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there because I am going to need to shoot off and grab some dinner, and I just want to chill out for the rest of my Sunday before I start work tomorrow. On and I want to have some thought on this. No, hang on a minute. Haven't we just done that? Hang on a minute. Oh, I've closed it. Yeah. What? Yeah, I want to have a little think on this. I don't know whether to do npm or composer. If it was a composer package, what's the benefits? I suppose there's no benefits in either one. Like, there's no pro and con. Because I use npm and I use composer like all the time, so it's if it was to be in npm, I would create a package.json in here. I would then upload it to npm. It's not private, so that's fine. There's no need to do any tests on this. just going to be markdown files. There's nothing else. Have I pushed that up? Yes, I have. Okay, cool. So much to think about. I haven't done these. That's really bad. I haven't done any of these. That's going to be an interesting one. Search for a Docker image. So that would be like Docker search. That. Why? Hang on a minute. Why hasn't that found anything? That should have found something. How to code well composer. Why did that not find? That's so strange. Why did that not find? It's the right spelling. How strange. Anyway, the example there would be to just do that. Whilst I'm there, why don't we do it? Git checkout, main, git commit, git checkout, -b, and this is Docker for beginners, search. I appreciate this is quite a scattergun approach to all this, but they all need to be done, right? They all need to be done. So to search for a Docker image against the logged in the registry that you are logged into, use like so. Now, unfortunately, I'm having to copy these things because I need to adjust my key mapping on my keyboard for tildes. Not tildes, sorry, backticks. Anyway, so this is Docker search. I've already seen an issue there. That needs to be that. There we go. Docker search. This is going to be repository image. Where let's just do, because that didn't actually work. How to code well. And embarrassingly so, we're going to need to grab, there we go, that, paste that into there, and this is the output of all of that. below output is an example of what will be returned. This includes the name, description, and stars for each image that relates to the given search term. Brilliant. Oops. Having to copy the backticks is so bad. I need to put in a shortcut key to do that. For the backticks. I don't think... Let me just play around with my keyboard a minute. No. No. I'm sure it was N, but... Nope. Anyway, it's sure it's one of the, I'll have to have a look at my key mapping, but it's not. Oh no, but it's not any of those, and I thought they were. Where are we on this? Let's do a git adding notes. And there we go. Cool. Both those pull requests are up. I'll review them at some point. When I've got time. I really just want to get my brain into putting this into NPM. I think NPM is the way I'm going to go, but maybe I should sleep on it. I don't know. I want my afternoon. My evening. Okay, thank you ever so much for staying with the struggle. I do appreciate it. Happy coding, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic week ahead. And yeah, I'll be live on YouTube on Tuesday at around 8 o'clock. No. Around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, on Tuesday. And I think we'll probably, if I don't get the NPM stuff done Monday evening, which is what I really want to do, spend tomorrow night working through this, then we might have to do it live. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I can get it done by then. Monday evening, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, speak to you soon. Happy coding. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.